All right, so if you've been following this channel, you know that last year me and my wife had a beautiful baby boy, and we are so blessed to have him. He just crossed 1 recently, and so with the childbirth and with my wife's pregnancy, I witnessed so much growth, so much change, so many different things that I just beforehand was not aware of, not fully aware of. I knew about it, but I wasn't fully aware of. So seeing it in person and seeing the things my wife had to deal with emotionally, physically, it's a whole different ball game. Okay, she has my 100% respect. But something that we've been privileged to not have to deal with so much is working at an actual physical location. So my wife is a animator. She recently has had to retire that, but it's because we're building our work from home jobs. Now, she was working from home as an animator, and when I say animator, I mean like drawing out the full cartoon, everything, right? So we haven't really had to deal with the aspect of her going back to work in the sense of having to drive and go to work and be present physically. But I came across this video on my timeline, and this is called Giving Birth in China is Different. And I was curious because I'm like, well, how is it different? What are you talking about? So let's give this video a look, and then I want you guys to come down the rabbit hole with me a little bit. All right, let's see.
And I just found out. So I live in China, and I just found out some crazy information. So I just found out that giving birth in China versus giving birth in the United States is just a totally different ballgame. Tell me why I just found out that if you give birth in China, you are required by law to be at home for 90 days. And it can be extended to 150 days. Like, that is just insane. And not only that, you actually get something called a USL. And basically the USL stays at home with you, helps you with your baby, helps you breastfeed, literally helps you with everything for those whole days that you're sitting at home. And you cannot go outside. Like, that's just how it is here in China. It's just crazy, like, how different the standards and requirements are for, like, giving birth, the whole birthing experience, versus in the United States. It's like you literally have to go back to work after you give birth. Like, comment down below, like, what time did you have to go back to work after giving birth in the United States? Because I really want to know, because over here in China, women are flourishing after they give birth. Like, they're enjoying their baby. They're in, like, man, I bet they love getting pregnant over here, because it's just insane, like, how much time they get off work after having a baby. So
all right, so I just want to show that video, start with that. But before I continue, shout out to all the mothers out there. Shout out to all the mothers, because some of the stuff I've just seen and stories that I've heard some of them are traumatic. Some of them, if I was a woman, I wouldn't want. I honestly don't even know if I would want to get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I know this is strange. I mean, pause. This is a strange conversation. If you're a dude watching this, you know this is a little strange. But I'm being facetious, but at the same time, I'm like, for real. I had a coworker. So, for those of you that don't know, for those of you that do not know, my history, I'm a barber / YouTuber, filmmaker, and my coworkers, one of the coworkers I work with that is a barber as well, at one of the shops I used to work at, she was telling me, she's like, yeah, I almost died. I'm like, you say that very casually, but as she started to tell me more information on and more details on her specific situation, I don't remember the exact condition that she had, but it was something going on with her womb which made it hard to, I think, carry the baby or hold the baby full term. And then when she had the baby, she might have blacked out, gone into come in and out of consciousness. It's just like a near-death experience, and that's a lot. Not to mention, then on top of that, they give you initially when I was researching this, I thought I came across someone who had said something about, I think they had 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So let's go over here. Well, first, I was doing some research. I was trying to see, China allows staying at home after birthing. I wanted to do a little research and find out more. And it says, yes, China has a long-standing tradition called, I'm not going to pronunciate that, but you guys see it, or sitting the month, where new mothers are expected to stay home for about a month after giving birth. This period is believed to be crucial for the mother's physical recovery and restoration of energy balance. But get this, down here it says, the tradition of postpartum confinement in China is at least 2,000 years old. They've been on this, y'all. What are we doing in America? What are we doing over here? Because the story, this next story, is I was risking my life while 1 in 4 U.S. women return to work 2 weeks after childbirth. So mind you, let's go back. In China, this tradition of confinement, at least 2,000 years old. And you heard the girl right here. She says they get, I think it was 90 to 150 days off. 90 can extend to 150 days off, right? But in this story right here, this woman is in America. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Okay. So it says, Jessica Rebashini was advised to take at least 6 weeks off to recover for an emergency C-section surgery and bond with her newborn child, Carter, but with no paid maternity leave, none, and bills due. The 26-year-old had no choice but to immediately start looking for a job. Within 2 weeks, she was working 45-hour weeks as a waitress doing night shifts. Get this part. She was earning $4.35 an hour to carry heavy trays and walking several miles a day. Now, mind you, when I read that, I thought, surely this is a 20-year-old article I have stumbled upon. Nope, this article came out January 2020. I don't know who is still giving out like $5, like it's something. I guess it's out there, but that's crazy. That's diabolical. She was earning $4.35 an hour, carrying heavy trays and walking several miles a day, pumping breast milk in the restaurant toilet when she could, and living in fear of her C-section scar reopening. That part got me too, because honestly, as a guy, like I know women that have had C-sections, and I guess because I'm not actively talking to them about physically how they feel and whatnot, I know you're supposed to rest up. It's just a lot of things, just as a man, that I guess we don't really sit down and think about too heavy, because it's not like it's happening to us. But reading these articles and then watching my wife go through it, it just brings it to my front doorstep, and it's like, okay, I hear you now, I see you now, I see what's going on. I never thought about it, but yeah, that would be scary, right? If you've just had surgery right here where your intestines are, and you're having to get, you're supposed to have 6 weeks, which isn't enough, but you're supposed to have 6 weeks. You go back in because you're trying to make this money, you got bills to pay, and then you're dealing with your stomach possibly reopening and your gut spilling out. That is like top of the line scary, right? So let me finish reading this. It says the biggest thing was that I was kind of scared. When you have major surgery like that, and then you're pushing your body so harshly, said the mother of 3 from Bondurant, Iowa, who was remarkably phlegmatic about the experience. Continuing, it says when she got home, Rebashini would take over childcare duties from her husband Ron, 33, an optician, so he could go to work. I remember every time I had to work, I was like, please don't reopen, she says of the scar on her abdomen. I mean, I was essentially risking my life. Yes, she was risking her life, y'all. She was risking her life. guys, there's a lot of moving pieces in all of this, and my thing is just talking about it on this platform, exposing it to some of the male viewers that we're not thinking about these things. We don't know, but the fact that overseas China has a better healthcare here. I've been tongue tied all day. Has a better healthcare system. It's something that we've recently had conversations about over here through TikTok. A few months ago, we recently had conversations back and forth with people on TikTok. Not a few months ago, back in January, when the original TikTok ban was going to take place. People were leaving TikTok and getting on the Chinese app. I can't remember the name of it, but they were sharing information about China and how it looked and what was going on over there. And people found out all these facts about they have this, they have that. Oh, they have healthcare is way better. So this is one of those situations where you find out that in America, you might be getting duped a little bit when it comes to certain things. And so this is just another one of them. So I don't want to make this video too long, guys. I'm kind of going all over the place, rambling, but I don't want to make it too long. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Do you all have any input on this discussion piece? Let me know in the comment section down below, and we're on to the next one.